Important that the country is assured that its leader symbolically and truthfully understands their concerns.
Andrew Holness said paying politicians a hike increase will improve their performance.
And demand performance from us to earn your confidence. As your leader, I do. Therefore, I have directed the Transformation Implementation Unit to remove the Prime Minister's compensation from the new salary scale. The Prime Minister's compensation will therefore remain at its previous levels. To be clear, no retroactive payments will apply to the Prime Minister's pay. I firmly believe that when this new compensation scheme is completed and all anomalies are resolved, coupled with the new performance management and accountability system, which will be implemented, we will see an increase in the motivation and productivity of the public sector, including that of ministers, councillors, and MPs. Jamaica has a unique opportunity at this time to truly set the stage to attract greater talents and skills into the political domain and demand performance from us to earn your confidence. And demand performance from us to earn your confidence. And demand performance from us to earn your confidence. We should not let this opportunity pass only to be confronted by it in the near future. I ask for your understanding and support.
The Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness has given himself a salary increase that is on par with the British Prime Minister's salary Rishi Sunak. The basic annual salary of a Member of Parliament in the House of Commons is £86,584 as of April 2023. In addition, MPs are able to claim allowances to cover the costs of running an office and employing staff, and maintaining a constituency residence or a residence in London. The salary claimed by the British Prime Minister in 2021 was £157,372. The Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness' salary has jumped by approximately 214%, with his gross pay moving from $9.1 million in 2021 to $28.6 million. Which is equivalent to £149,175. The UK has the 6th largest economy in the world. Jamaica is the 130th largest economy in the world, with a total of 195 countries. So how is it possible that the Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness' salary is £10,000 less than the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who has the 6th largest economy in the world? The argument given is that increasing salary pay for politicians helps to attract better talent and retain professionals. However, in practice, this can lead to other problems such as social inequality and unfairness. While politicians give themselves a salary hike, other public servants like teachers, doctors, and healthcare workers do not receive such benefits. This is extremely unfair and insensitive during times of economic downturn. Increase in salary pay can lead to a misuse of public resources and funds. Instead of utilizing public resources effectively, politicians are tending to use that money for their personal benefits and expenses. Jamaican politicians better be careful. People shouldn't be afraid of their government. Governments should be afraid of their people.
We therefore challenge Mr. Sinclair, the Prime Minister and the entire Jamaica Labour Party to state unequivocally whether any of their members are under investigation for illicit enrichment. We just want to remind the Jamaica Labour Party that the historically unprecedented case of 8 parliamentarians being under investigation by the country's integrity watchdog for illicit enrichment is a serious matter. This has a potential to derail any government and cause irrevocable damage to a country's reputation. This has a potential to derail any government and cause irrevocable damage to a country's reputation. This has a potential to derail any government and cause irrevocable damage to a country's reputation. The PNP is urging the JLP to address these critical issues with the seriousness they deserve.
At about 10:43 a.m., right at the New Kingston corporate car park, number 1.
Integrity Commissioner shot, and a briefcase allegedly contained documents pertaining to the Prime Minister's statutory declaration was stolen allegedly.
The complainant, Mr. Ryan Evans, is also the Director of Corruption Prevention at the Integrity Commission. He is also the Director of Corruption Prevention at the Integrity Commission. Was in the car park. Whilst he exited the car park, he was pounced upon by at least 2 men who rode up on a motorcycle. The pillion proceeded to come off the motorcycle and attacked him. He pulled a firearm and a struggle took place between the complainant and the pillion. During the struggle, a black briefcase seemed to have been the subject of his curiosity. A struggle developed between himself and the complainant for that briefcase, and during the struggle, the complainant was shot.
Greg Christie seems to know who is behind the shooting, and tell TVJ to ask the government.
What's your thoughts on the shooting?
Should ask the government that.
What's your thoughts on the shooting?
Should ask the government that. Should ask the government that. Should ask the government that.
What does it mean, sir?
Ask them what that means.
What does it mean, sir?
Ask them what that means. Ask them what that means. Ask them what that means.
I'm sure this came as a shock to you, sir.
An attack on the commission? It's not a soccer?
No. It would be inevitable. It would be inevitable. It would be inevitable. Based upon environment within which we're operating.
Tell Andrew will come for the prince. The youth them want things.
Now welcome back to another exclusive for live. Now blessing goes out to all my viewers and all my subbies, all my well wishers. Like, share and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Coming up in today's topic and review.
The Integrity Commission member, Greg Christie, alleged that the government of Jamaica knows about the shooting of fellow work colleague, Ryan Evans.
Possibly like among staff.
We're going to have a staff meeting. We're coming from the hospital. Incident happened probably about 10:30, and we went up to the hospital. These are some of our directors. Director Kevin Stevenson, Director of Investigation, Director Craig Burson, Director of Information and Complaints, and Corporate Services Director. So we're just getting back in.
I'm sure this came as a shock to you, sir.
An attack on the commission? It's not a soccer?
No.
Now welcome back my viewers and my subscribers. Now in this one I'm gonna do my best to try and answer my question I asked in my last broadcast. Why is the Integrity Commissioner is reluctant or so lenient on taking actions against the 8 parliamentarians who they mention that are under investigation for illicit enrichment? Now as you can hear, Greg Christie says the shooting incident of the Integrity Commissioner, Mr. Ryan Evans, was inevitable, meaning they know this was gonna happen, but maybe not in this way, but they knew because of threats from what they were receiving because of doing their job.
I'm sure this came as a shock to you, sir.
An attack on the commission? It's not a soccer?
No. It would be inevitable based upon environment within which we're operating.
Has anything like this happened?
No, but we have gotten real threats.
So you have been getting threats?
A lot of it is on social media. Our chairman actually spoke about it.
They weren't surprised that incident happened. Now, the interesting thing with this shooting incident of the Integrity Commissioner is that a briefcase was involved. And as you can hear Fatman right here so saying,
The pillion seemed to have left with the briefcase. The complainant himself was he drove himself to the hospital where he's currently being treated. As far as we know at this point, robbery seems to have been the main motive. We are uncertain of what else took place, but it's early days in the investigation. As the investigation develops, we'll provide you with additional information. But the complainant is stable at this time.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
We can't say at this time.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
We can't say at this time.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
We can't say at this time.
That he cannot disclose what was inside the briefcase.
At a time when we know the work of and we know what they do.
Now I know you probably can't hear very well, but the interviewer asked him, now at a time anytime the Integrity Commissioner is doing the investigation on the Prime Minister, do you think there is any motive? And listen to his answer.
Is there any motive?
I can appreciate where your mind is going, but at this stage, we have no information that will connect both instances at this time. We're treating it as a robbery and watch the investigation as it develops.
Now bear in mind, my viewers and my subscribers, you are smart thinking people and don't think for yourself. This is the Integrity Commissioner and his briefcase was stolen, and this happened during the time when the investigation on the government on Andrew Holness declaration was in process. Now, since the shooting of the Integrity Commissioner, the Integrity Commissioner has been very reluctant in proceeding with the Prime Minister declaration since the shooting of the Integrity Commissioner. Now, after that bold statement from the Integrity Commissioner, within hours the Integrity Commissioner made a public apology for the statement of what he said about the government.
What's your thoughts on the shooting?
Should ask the government that.
What's your thoughts on the shooting?
Should ask the government that. Should ask the government that. Should ask the government that.
Now I'm saying Mr. Christie, Mr. Greg Christie, as Pablo YG say.
Let me tell you something. You see what you did do? Can't robot. You see what you did do? You see if you did do that and you can't, nobody did do that. You see?
Now I want you to take a listen to Mr. Greg Christie apology and also what the police them are now say what was inside the briefcase.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
We can't say at this time.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
We can't say at this time.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
Of his controversial comments regarding Thursday's shooting of one of the Commission's directors during a robbery at the car park of the agency's New Kingston office. It is the second clarification that the Commission has provided within less than 24 hours amid waves of backlash and calls for Christie to resign over the comments which have largely been viewed as being irresponsible. You should ask the government that. Ask them what that means, said Christie in response to journalists who asked him for his reaction to the shooting that left the Commission's Director of Corruption Prevention, Ryan Evans, injured, and a briefcase which contained a significant amount of cash taken from him.
Any ideas to what is in the briefcase?
A significant amount Today's development, the Integrity Commission said it wished to make it clear that neither it nor the executive director is conveying any blame on the government for the incident. To the extent that this is being suggested, it is not the case, and the executive director apologizes for any misinterpretation that his comment may have caused, added the Anti-Agency Corruption Agency. The purported apology from Christie has, however, incensed some persons, including Senate President Tom Tavares Finson and other members of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. The calls for Christie to resign have equally increased, with the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JMP, being the latest grouping calling for the seemingly controversial official to separate himself from the Integrity Commission. The Commission wishes to advise the public that it has been in communication with the government about a number of security-related issues and concerns. The IC statement ended without elaborating on either the issues or the concerns. The Commission did not elaborate on the outcomes of those discussions, or what the security-related issues were about. According to the police, preliminary information indicated that robbery was the motive for the attack on Evans. The police said he was pounced upon by at least 2 men who drove up on a motorcycle. The pillion passenger struggled with Evans for the briefcase, during which the IC director was shot. "We are treating it as a robbery and watch the investigation develop," a senior police officer said of the incident. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the Crime and Security Portfolio, Fitz Bailey, said Evans had withdrawn a large amount of cash from a financial institution prior to the robbery. The incident was condemned by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding, as well as the country's leading private sector and civil society groups.
Now, how coincidentally is that?
It is a consideration, but as it is right now, not as yet. But we are assisting the staff and we are assisting the complainant as it relates to this robbery.
Now I want you to take a listen to the Prime Minister telling you himself that he's waiting on the Integrity Commissioner to complete their statutory declaration on him.
There's an outstanding matter, Prime Minister. We know you have to leave us soon. The people of Jamaica have been asking the questions. When last I spoke to you in February, I put the question to you about your statutory declarations. You told me that you had written to the Integrity Commission and you were awaiting a further response from them. Have you had that response? And what was the response?
To me, I've written back to them. They have written to me. I've written back to them, and it is still a matter for the Integrity Commission. Like you, I too am anxious to have this matter resolved.
But what is the nature of the issue that you keep having to respond about?
Well, the general issue of the Integrity Commission is that they do an entire audit on your financials and your personal finances, and for me, going back several years. And that takes time because it is just not my response alone that they have to await. They have to await the responses of several other agencies, entities. It's a very detailed process. And I don't want to comment on it too much because the nature of the process is that the Integrity Commission is the entity that really should give the final disclosure and approval. So I humbly await the Integrity Commission's
But aren't you worried that you're bleeding political capital over this issue while they are silent on it?
So I humbly await the Integrity Commission's
But aren't you worried that you're bleeding political capital over this issue while they are silent on it?
Well, you know, it's one of those things you deal with politically. As I said, it is the process, and I have followed the process as best as I can, and I can only await the Integrity Commission. I am in an invidious position because I am the one that has to ensure that the law is respected. I am in an invidious position because I am the one that has to ensure that the law is respected, and therefore you will never hear me make any complaint, even if I feel it has been unfair and unduly so to me. You will never hear me complain, and therefore you will never hear me make any complaint, even if I feel it has been unfair and unduly so to me. You will never hear me complain, and therefore you will never hear me make any complaint, even if I feel it has been unfair and unduly so to me. You will never hear me complain.
The Prime Minister is a naive person. Maybe I don't know if I'm too young, but I'm very naive. Nobody wants to hear that your government is tracking you, even though we know so them do it. You know the way there.
Now, my viewers, from your ear, Mutabaruka Liko against the Prime Minister, you know, I saw you know say the Prime Minister now go on good. And this definitely proves that this Prime Minister is a very naive person, as Muta said. Because he making big statement that he doesn't complain. But look how the actions and how he complain about the bloggers. Yet still the Integrity Commissioner that ruining his reputation by, as he said, still haven't released his statutory declaration. Him turn a blind eye to them. Because he knows they can't move forward without them documents. Listen to this.
What's your thoughts on the shooting?
Should ask the government that. What does it mean, sir? Ask them what that means. I'm going to have a staff meeting. We're coming from the hospital. Incident happened probably about 10:30, and we went up to the hospital. These are some of our directors. Director Kevin Stevenson, Director of Investigation, Director Craig Burson, Director of Information Complaints, Corporate Services Director. So we're just getting back in.
And so this came as a shock to you, sir?
No. It would be inevitable based upon environment within which we're operating.
Has anything like this happened?
No, but we have gotten veiled threats.
So you have been getting threats?
A lot of it is on social media. Our chairman actually spoke about it.
There's no consideration for
So we have private security.
Is this normal?
No. This is as of today.
Ask yourself, why is the Integrity Commissioner reluctant in declaring the Prime Minister statutory declaration when considering that look at how it's destroying the Prime Minister reputation? And why isn't the Prime Minister taking actions against the Integrity Commissioner for ruining his reputation by not declaring or releasing his declaration? Now me just don't understand why Broga just now do nothing about the Integrity Commissioner. Just ruin his reputation in this way. We will have even the diaspora want to full country petition against the Prime Minister to declare his asset, cause it looks so bad that the leader of the country might be one of the persons out of the 8, cause it was 6 but now a 8 parliamentarian who under investigation for illicit enrichment. Now since the Integrity Commissioner did came out and say 6 and now 2 more parliamentarians added onto it. The Jamaican Labour Party Deputy General Secretary Senator Charles Sinclair run out and embarrassing himself about Mark Golan, saying that none of the PNP parliamentarians are under any investigation for illicit enrichment. This when I say Mark Golan cannot say that confidently, and that the Integrity Commissioner do not advise parliamentarian of their status, which I say you know say this man have no sense. Because if the Integrity Commissioner get your file and your file not right, it's obviously they're gonna have to write back to you and let you know, so brother, something not right and rate it. You understand what I'm saying to you? So clearly what Mr. Mark Golan is saying is right, but he is so dumb and just want to defend corruption that he come and he made this statement, and it caused another bangarang for the JLP members, because it only show that all they do is supporting corruption.
Deputy General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Senator Charles Sinclair, is accusing President of the People's National Party, Marco Golding, of misleading and spreading mischief. This after Mr. Golding issued a statement indicating that neither PNP parliamentarians nor senators are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment. In a release, Mr. Sinclair said it's virtually impossible for the PNP president to state with any certainty that no parliamentarian on his side is under probe. He said, as far as he is aware, the Commission does not, as a matter of practice, write to individuals and state specifically that they are under probe for illicit enrichment. He added that the PNP president should desist from continuing to spread mischief in what Mr. Sinclair says is his apparent desperate bid for political power.
Insulted and alarmed at the disgraceful concoction of misinformation and misdirection being used by the JLP.
PNP Nikisha Burchell calls out JLP misinformation on Integrity Commission investigations and challenges the JLP to state if the illicit 8-foot reside amongst them.
In the face of, quite frankly, damning revelations by the Integrity Commission that a total of 8 parliamentarians are now under investigation for illicit enrichment and unexplained wealth. In their usual diversionary style, JLP Deputy Gen Sec Charles Sinclair attempted to mislead Jamaicans by suggesting that the Integrity Commission does not inform individuals under investigation. We are saying that the JLP is fully aware that, to the contrary, the Integrity Commission does write to individuals who are under investigation for illicit enrichment and advises them of such investigation. This protocol, we know, is in place to ensure that those under scrutiny are aware of their status and can respond appropriately. In fact, in a public statement in Parliament, the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, said, and I'm going to quote him here, he said, all declarants who are being investigated for illicit enrichment must be so advised. Declarants under such an investigation must, by law, be given an opportunity to explain how they came by their assets. That's a direct quote. In fact, the same statement was shared by the Integrity Commission's Executive Director, Greg Christie, via an email to Parliament in August 2023. Therefore, I am very concerned by Senator Charles Sinclair's assertion that the PNP cannot speak with certainty on this matter. That is incorrect, and by extension, the JLP should also be able to say if the 8 MPs under investigation sit among them. After all, on November 19, 2023, the Jamaica Gleaner reported that the Integrity Commission called a meeting with a JLP MP regarding possible illicit enrichment. We're standing by the statement issued by the leader of the opposition yesterday that all 22 PNP parliamentarians, both MPs and senators, have confirmed that they are not aware of being investigated by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment. We therefore challenge Mr. Sinclair, the Prime Minister, and the entire Jamaica Labour Party to state unequivocally whether any of their members are under investigation for illicit enrichment. We just want to remind the Jamaica Labour Party that the historically unprecedented case of 8 parliamentarians being under investigation by the country's integrity watchdog for illicit enrichment is a serious matter. This has a potential to derail any government and cause irrevocable damage to a country's reputation. The PNP is urging the JLP to address these critical issues with the seriousness they deserve, rather than attempting to deflect attention through baseless accusations and disinformation. We're again calling on all parliamentarians to uphold the highest ethical standards and to support the Integrity Commission in its efforts to address any discrepancies in asset declarations.
Now, my viewers and my subbies, it's really a sad state of affair when you consider that the Integrity Commissioner are there to uphold justice on the land, and because of doing their due diligence of upholding justice, their life are in danger, or they have to be living in fear even now, have to be thinking about getting security. And if you know fear, look on the Integrity Commissioner man eyes. If you know see fear in the man eyes, now you can understand why they are reluctant in telling the public who the 8 persons are who are under investigation. Because how can they do their good job if they have to be doing their job in intimidation or fear of losing their life for the very system that they are working to protect? Poor Jesus. It's just like in America, we clearly can see that Joe Biden is not physically and health-wise capable of taking on such a important job as running the United States of America. The man I run the shit go down to the ground. But yet still, you have GLP supporters and GLP bloggers like Karen Cross has said that she want this man to continue in government.
And time, I don't know. But Mark Golding is buying time. Hi everybody, Karen Cecilia here again. Made I get a water. What to say? Some days I'm worse than Mr. Biden, and I love Mr. Biden, and I'm going to win again. Well, I hope so.
And this is when I listen to these people and look now, you see, they just cannot stop the other opponent, and as usual, this is what they do. They always want turn to violence. Cause look, just now in America, it's all over the news. Donald Trump, I don't know if him got shot, but he was shot at several times, and I think one other person, got fatally shot. I have to ask myself what's going on, what's wrong with the people in this world today? Where are the morals? Where are the people that said they are intelligent and they are so smart? Yes, they might be intelligent or they are smart, but they are without morals. They are without dignity. They are without integrity. Now in conclusion, may I hold the most honorable OJ, OC, OB, whatever honor unto your name, Mr. Andrew Holness. May I hold you to these words,
including that of ministers, councillors and MPs. Jamaica has a unique opportunity at this time to truly set the stage to attract greater talents and skills into the political domain and demand performance from us to earn your confidence. And demand performance from us to earn your confidence. And demand performance from us to earn your confidence.
The time ain't that you pay the politician them this ice increase. You said to the nation that we must demand accountability from you and the politician them. Listen to his words.
And demand performance from us to earn your confidence.
May I demand, Mr. Holness, that you declare and your 8 politician them declare your statutory declaration. Cause if not, may I go demand it, as I'm telling you in my last broadcast. May I demand, which every single Jamaican should hold the Prime Minister to his words. We are demand that you declare your asset and let the nation know who are the 7 parliamentarians that are under investigation for illicit enrichment. Cause may I tell you, this petition, Mr. Andrew Holness, is out. People when look on the screen and see that barcode there, all you have to do, take on the phone and copy the barcode, or simple just scan the barcode from the screen and it will take you straight to the site. And let's get signing this petition. I'm looking for 3 million signature so I can send to every parliament, sent to the House of Parliament in Jamaica and also to the House of Parliament in the UK and in America and in Canada, to let them know that we demand the government of Jamaica to declare its statutory declaration, or he have to step down from government, and we have to be serious about it, people. Now me as a people, let's get signed in a 3 million signature we need, yeah? So I send it to all of the regular bloggers them, and let's get signing this petition. Cause if Mr. Andrew Holness don't react, you know, as they hear in this broadcast, you know.
This is extremely unfair and insensitive during times of economic downturn. Increase in salary pay can lead to a misuse of public resources and funds. Instead of utilizing public resources effectively, politicians are tending to use that money for their personal benefits and expenses. Jamaican politicians better be careful. People shouldn't be afraid of their government. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The people holds the power, not the government. We not done about them a politician. You know see what them do? I rob them a robbery. And we have to fight back. Cause the pen is powerful than a sword, so we have to hit them where it hurt. Use the law for fight the law.